Have you ever looked at your hands or gazed into a mirror and wondered, where did we come from? How did we, Homo sapiens, become the dominant species on this planet? It's a story millions of years in the making, a journey that starts not with cities or empires, but with faint footprints left in the ancient mud of Africa. So, grab your virtual pith helmet, because today we're embarking on an epic adventure back in time to uncover the incredible story of our ancestry. Our story begins over 6 million years ago, in the sprawling forests and savannas of Africa. This is where our path diverged from that of our closest living relatives, the chimpanzees. The first crucial step in our unique journey wasn't a bigger brain or a complex tool, but simply standing up. The emergence of bipedalism, walking on 2 legs, was a game changer. It freed our hands to carry food, to create, and eventually to shape the world around us. Meet our earliest known ancestors, like Ardipithecus, who lived between 5.8 and 4.4 million years ago. While they still had some ape-like features, they were taking those first tentative upright steps. Fast forward a bit, and we encounter the famous Australopithecines, like Lucy, who roamed the earth from about 4.2 million years ago. They were fully bipedal, a key milestone that set the stage for everything to come. Their fossilized footprints, discovered in places like Tanzania, are like ghostly echoes from our deep past, a direct connection to these early pioneers. Around 2.5 million years ago, something remarkable happened. The climate was changing, and our ancestors had to adapt or perish. This pressure gave rise to a new group, the genus Homo, our very own family. One of the earliest members was Homo habilis, the handyman, and for good reason. This species was the first to consistently create and use stone tools. This wasn't just about breaking open nuts. It was the dawn of technology. The ability to craft tools opened up new food sources and marked a significant cognitive leap. Their brains were noticeably larger than those of the Australopithecines, fueling a new era of innovation. Then came a true globetrotter, Homo erectus. Appearing around 2 million years ago, this species was a force of nature. Taller, with even larger brains, they were sophisticated hunters and the first of our ancestors to control fire. Fire was revolutionary. It provided warmth, protection from predators, and a way to cook food, unlocking more nutrients and energy. But Homo erectus didn't stay put. They were the first hominins to venture out of Africa, their migrations taking them all the way to Asia and Europe. Imagine that courage, stepping into unknown lands, adapting to new climates and challenges. These early migrations were the first chapter in humanity's global story. Fascinatingly, our ancestors weren't always alone. Fossil evidence from Kenya shows that species like Homo erectus and Paranthropus boisei lived in the same landscapes at the same time. By analyzing their distinct footprints, scientists have learned that they had different ways of walking and likely didn't compete much for the same resources. This coexistence allowed different branches of the human family tree to thrive side by side for millennia. It's a humbling reminder that our evolutionary path wasn't a straight line, but a complex, branching bush with many different players. For hundreds of thousands of years, different human species populated the globe. In Europe and Asia, the Neanderthals thrived. They were incredibly resilient, adapting to harsh Ice Age conditions. They had complex cultures, cared for their sick and elderly, and may have even had a form of symbolic thought. In Asia, we find evidence of another group, the Denisovans, known primarily from a few small fossils that have yielded a wealth of genetic information. And here's where the story gets really personal. Genetic studies have shown that as our own species, Homo sapiens, began to spread, we met and interbred with both Neanderthals and Denisovans. That's right, many of us today carry a small percentage of their DNA, a living legacy of these ancient encounters. Finally, we arrive at our own chapter. Anatomically modern humans, Homo sapiens, emerged in Africa around 300,000 years ago. For a long time, we were just one of several human species. But we had certain advantages. The development of complex language allowed for unprecedented cooperation and the sharing of knowledge across generations. Our art, our sophisticated tools, and our symbolic culture set us apart. Then, somewhere between 70,000 and 100,000 years ago, a small group of Homo sapiens began a second great migration out of Africa. This journey would eventually lead humans to every corner of the globe. As we spread, we adapted to a vast range of environments, from frozen tundras to dense rainforests, leading to the incredible diversity we see in people today. These ancient migration patterns laid the foundation for the world's diverse ethnic and linguistic groups. The out-of-Africa theory, once just a hypothesis, is now strongly supported by genetic evidence that traces all modern non-African populations back to this single migratory event. Our competitive edge, perhaps our ability to innovate and cooperate on a large scale, meant that wherever we went, we thrived. Over time, other hominid species, like the Neanderthals, disappeared, whether through direct conflict, competition for resources, or simply being absorbed into our gene pool. Their time came to an end, leaving Homo sapiens as the last human species standing. But the evolution didn't stop there. Around 10,000 years ago, another revolution transformed our societies: agriculture. The shift from a nomadic hunter-gatherer lifestyle to settled farming communities changed everything. It led to the rise of villages, then cities, and eventually the complex civilizations we know today. And believe it or not, human evolution is still happening. Our genes continue to adapt to new diets, diseases, and environments, while our culture evolves at a dizzying pace. From a common ancestor with apes to walking upright on the savannah, from the first stone tool to the control of fire, and from the first journey out of Africa to landing on the moon, our story is one of resilience, innovation, and an unyielding drive to explore. Every fossil discovery, every ancient footprint, adds a new and exciting page to this incredible saga. It's a story that connects every single one of us, a shared heritage millions of years old. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey through time. If you found this as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into our amazing world. Let me know in the comments what part of human evolution you find most mind-blowing. Until next time, stay curious.